Hello, my name is Owen Schneider. We are Blackjack. So this is the GUI, the layout of Blackjack. We have a functioning rules button. When you click this in game, it'll show up a display of rules. I'm not going to run it right now. You'll see later a rundown of two of my group mates will play the game. You can select the amount of players, and this value will be sent to the actual game screen. Same with the win cap. You can have any number of win caps. If you want to do 1,000, you can do 1,000. And then the start button will just open up the game screen. So as you can see, the win cap gets assigned a value when you set the value in the win cap. It's just set to the win cap edit field. And then that is sent through the win cap edit field, and the player drop down value is also sent through. And then when you click the rules, it opens up the rule screen. When you click start, it opens up the game skeleton. And then going over to the game skeleton, again, the majority of this was all hand drawn. Besides like everything I hand drew, everything except the tables and the values over here, of course, and also the text. So the way this works is the roll button obviously will roll the dice. The hold will hold when that's prompted, and then the dice value will change to signify which score you got. Everything, the player 2 scores and points come over here. The player 1 score points come over here. Even if you click player 1, the player 2 points will still be here, but they won't update. Same with the table. The house score and points again, and then it'll show the score to win up here when you play the game. And I believe that's all of the GUI and everything. So I'm going to pass it over to Oliver and Harnur to play the game.
Okay. All right. My name is Harnur. I'm one of the group members, and my name is Oliver. And for this is the game interface. So first we want to show the rules of this. So of course, when you click rules, it'll display the rules of the game. And these rules, you can just read, like, if one player was selected, it'll go through one player that's playing, and if there's 2 players, it'll have a way for 2 players to play, and of course it goes back and forth, and of course it's integrated in the system where you have to play with 2 people instead of going using remote stuff.
And it's all just standard blackjack rules. There's nothing.
Yes. So for example, we'll do 2 players. Me and Oliver will play together. We'll play up to 2 points. And we click start. So we click start.
So I'll be player 1, and I'm gonna roll. And I got 4.
I'm player 2, so now it's my turn to roll. I rolled a 10.
And the house got a 10 as well. So rolling again. 8.
My turn to roll. I rolled this also a 10.
No. Well, I gotta go for it. 19.
So player 1 is 19, and now it's my choice if I can roll. If I roll, of course, I'm gonna,
Go for
lose
the
this.
ace.
So I'm just gonna hold so I can win this. And the house looks like the house.
I'm gonna go for it. No, I can't. I gotta hold.
Yeah.
It's too dumb. I can't do it.
And you can see that the house busted, which means that player 1 and player 2 won because we both we got lowered to 21.
Mhm.
So now it's your turn.
Yes. So we each got a point.
Yes.
And it's first to 2 points.
Yeah.
And now I roll again. I got a 10.
Now it's my turn to roll.
And the house got a 10 as well.
It's your turn to roll.
I got a 10.
It's my turn to roll. I got also a 10.
Oh no.
Lucky.
Give me a 9. Oh.
And
I'm
I
dead.
can hold. And it looks like the
house
house
wins
wins that one, so
Yeah.
tied.
Yeah, the house always wins ties. So now it's 1-1 to 1.
It's a sudden death match. Oh,
Oh, I got an ace. Okay, so I'll take 11.
It's now my turn to roll.
I got an ace too.
I also get 11.
Ooh, 21.
Let's see what I get. No.
Looks like I win. I think I'll hold.
Let's see. I just need a 6. Let's see if I get a 6. I'll roll. I got a 5.
Oh, so close.
I'll gamble, let's just see if I get an ace. Nope.
Oh, you got a 2. You were so close.
And the house actually wins this.
Oh, the house got 21. What?
So the house won it all.
I thought I won.
The house
Okay.
wins.
Oh, that's our game.
Just to point this out, that because we forgot to cover it, when you click the exit button, it does close the program. Okay.
All right, so I'm Jeremy. I'm the final member of our group, and I'm just going to be walking you through the code and what it does. So to start out, we have properties. So these properties just define the things that you see on the UI, like all the buttons and everything like that. So here we have our main code function, the startup function. It starts out by just initializing things, like the player count, the win cap, and essentially here you can see we have a loop here that just initializes everything so that score and points and all that starts out as 0 for the players. And then, yeah, so that's what this block of code does. It just initializes everything. And then down here, you can see we have, if I highlighted it, the first two rules for the players. So basically, we divided this code into two different parts. We have the first two rules, and then after that, we have when people have the ability to choose whether they want to hold or roll. So essentially, for the first two rules, we have a for loop that iterates through 2 times, right, for each of the roles. And then here you can see like it prompts when it's your turn to roll. We have an animation here, so a roll animation, which you can see right here. And it's a GIF. And then essentially this part right here, it just shows you the image of whatever your roll was. And then we also have a sound effect for the dice roll. The roll logic is just a Randy function, and it's actually a Randy from 2 to 14. And then any 10, 12, 13, or 14 counts as a 10. This is to increase the probability of rolling a 10 so that it mirrors like an actual deck of cards where you would have face cards that also count as 10s and therefore increase the probability of getting a 10. So just like the real game, rolling a 10 here is 4 times as likely as any other roll. And then we also have, if you roll an 11, you can choose if you want it to be counted as a 1 or an 11, just like the real game. And then, of course, here we have the code that just updates the user interface based on what they entered and what they did. And then the house has its turn to roll as well. All right, and then the next phase, like I just said, is it's the loop, a while loop for while players want to roll. So if they choose to if they choose to roll, then this loop will enable. Otherwise, if they're done rolling after 2 rolls, then they're done rolling. And the logic is the same as before. We have the sound effect, we have the rolling GIF, we have the Randy function. It was the same as the one above. And this is essentially the same updates here for the tables. And that essentially is that part of the code. And then at the very end, we have checking for a winner. So obviously there's a winner if any player, including the house, has reached the win cap value that the players entered at the beginning during the start screen. And yeah, that is our code.
Hello again, I'm Owen. I'm just going to explain the quick contributions I made. I drew everything you see besides the already default MATLAB buttons. I drew the start button, the rules button. The only thing I didn't draw on this screen is the settings, players, win cap, and the buttons corresponding with those. For the other screen, the game screen, I drew the exit button, the background again, all the dice, all the numbers on the dice, the roll button, the hold button. The only things I didn't draw were the tables, these buttons over here and the tables over here. I also drew the computer, and there's some other screens I'm going to pull up right now. I'm just going to pull them up. Okay, I'm back. I didn't draw the rule screen obviously because it was just default, but I also I did draw the party thing and the streamers and everything over here. And then something else I did is I made it so that the values were able to be sent over to the game app and received on the game app side of things. And then I over here, and I also helped debug a good amount of the code. Thank you.
All right, so it's Jeremy again, and I just wanted to go over my individual contributions. So one of the things I worked on were the reach features. So that includes like the rolling animation code, also like the dice sound effect and all that stuff. And then also one of the things that I worked on that was also a reach feature, if I can pull it up. 1 second. Was I also worked on the integration of having tables that update automatically with what each player rolls during their turn. I also worked on like debugging the code, and then also just sort of working on the main code logic of the game as well. So just sort of the whole process of how the game's going to be working and the logic behind the code.
I'm back. So my main contributions were helping develop the initial functions and the main code file and making it all work together, which is a lot of what Harnur and Jeremy did. And I was just helping them out in person for a while. And then debugging in general.
All right, my name is Harnur. I did most of the class, all the classes and the functions that are built into here, such as the player class, which you can see in the top here. When you're initializing all the players, we create a player class that has all the values for each of the players that has, such as the score, if they're done rolling, like a lot of logical stuff into the values. Also the dice dealer, the bots, so that's like easy integratable with the classes. And then most of the functions are here, just like check if these conditions are true or not, and all that. Just for the logical, just for making the code easier to read as you go from top to bottom. I also helped translate most of the code that Jeremy did in the original .m file and translate over to the .mlat file just for it to run with all the interfaces and everything. And that's what you're seeing right here on the screen is all the code that Jeremy made, and we updated just to fit all the interfaces we did.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.